This is the Packs for Breakfast starting defensive line for our packs that we opened. Now, what you're looking at right here, I'm sure you know who that is. That is the Minister of Defense, Reggie White, one of the greatest defensive linemen to ever play. Now, we pulled his card, and how you get our all-star teams is we open up a bunch of packs of cards, and we pick the best players that we would want on our team. So, of course, when Reggie comes up, he's instantly the first guy you're going to put on there. There's no doubt about it. He was, in his era, he was probably the best defensive lineman. There were some others that, deserve some accolades like Bruce Smith and whatnot. And Bruce Smith would be the other guys. You're going to see there's only 3 defensive linemen because I did not get the Bruce Smith card. Bruce would have been our other outside guy. Reggie would be one of our outside guys. Bruce would have been the other one. Reggie, there's not much to say because it's like if you know football, you know who Reggie White is. He played most of his career with the Eagles and the Packers. But he did start his career in the USFL with the Memphis Showboats, and he finished his career with the Carolina Panthers, which even I had kind of forgot about. He did get a Super Bowl ring, which is good. Great players like him, they deserve to have those rings. Reggie definitely deserved to be one of those guys who gets a ring. In his career, he had, and this is fun, 1,111 tackles, 1111. That's beautiful, beautiful symmetry. With 198 career sacks, he had 3 interceptions, and he played a lot of years. He played basically from 84 to 98 would give him 15 years. But he missed the 99 season, it looks like, and came in the 2000 season. So it looks like he had 16 seasons in his NFL career. He was, undoubtedly one of the all-time greats to ever play the game. He's a Hall of Famer. He had 3 interceptions in his career, which is good for a guy that's mainly a pass rusher. He was not dropped back into coverage very much. That's not what you did with Reggie White. So Reggie would be on one side of the line. Bruce Smith would be on the other. If I had the card, I'd do a little bit more on him. But Bruce Smith would have been on the other side of him. Bruce Smith is also a guy that has, tons and tons of accolades. Lost 4 straight Super Bowls, but the thing is, his teams made 4 straight Super Bowls. Now, one of my defensive tackles that we pulled, and this one might be a little controversial. There might be some people who would say, why would you take him? This guy was one of my favorite players while I was growing up. I always liked him. Jerry Ball. He was just a big, round space eater. Jerry Ball is one of those guys. He didn't have a terribly long career. Actually, he did. It's like 13 seasons. That's a long career for a defensive tackle. And he's a defensive tackle, 6'1", 330 pounds. Now for reference, I'm 6 feet tall and I weigh 230 pounds. This guy was 1 inch taller and 100 pounds heavier. But I guarantee you, it's like during the season, he was probably pushing 350. But the beauty of Jerry Ball was he was always a great space eater, great run stopper. But what's underestimated about him is, for being a run stopper, being a defensive tackle, in his career, he had 32 and a half sacks. That's absolutely amazing for a guy that's usually going to have a center and a guard that are always going to be pushing on you. So Jerry Ball, one of my all-time favorites, loved. It's like when that card came up, I didn't care. He was going on the defensive line no matter what. He's always been one of my favorites. He never got a Super Bowl, but he was a first-team All-Pro in 1991. But one of my all-time favorite players. Now this guy, the guy I'm going to put up there next, the guy that would be next to Jerry Ball in the defensive line, would be Reggie White's teammate. This was Jerome Brown. Let's get rid of some of that glare if we can. But Jerome Brown, we lost him way too soon. Jerome Brown played from 1987 to 1991. He did not make the 92 season. This is his 91 card, which would have been based off of his 90 season. So he only played one more year, and then we lost him in June of 92 to a car accident where he was maybe driving a little too fast for what his Corvette could handle. But in his very short career, he had 29.5 sacks in 5 seasons. And remember, Jerome Brown is a defensive tackle. He is also a defensive tackle alongside Jerry Ball. But being a defensive tackle, he had 10 fumble recoveries, which means wherever the ball was, if it landed on the ground, he was probably getting it. 29.5 sacks, and he had 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions. Big man at 6'2", 292. He was a big man, powerful. Buddy Ryan once said, if you had 45 Jerome Browns, you would never lose a football game. He was loved by his teammates. Reggie White called him one of his best friends when he passed. It's like Jerome Brown is just one of those guys. I was very sad when I heard that he had passed away, because it's like I thought, man, that guy was on the road to greatness. This is a guy that we would have in the upper echelon with Reggie White, with J.J. Watt, with Bruce Smith, with T.J. Watt. We would have Jerome Brown in the pantheon. He would have, I guarantee, he would have been a Hall of Famer. We lost him way too soon. Rest in peace, Jerome Brown. I know it's been a long time. It's been 32 years since we lost him. But he's always worth remembering, and when I saw his card pop up, he was another immediate, he's got to be there. He would have to be on that team because it's like he brings back so many great memories of just as good as he was, as good as he could have been. He's still, only being 5 seasons, he probably still hadn't hit his peak yet. So there's a defensive line. There would be a Bruce Smith right over here somewhere. Bruce Smith. And really, Jerome Brown should be on the other side of Reggie. But Reggie was the one I started with. But I just wanted to end on Jerome Brown. Miss the fact that it's like, he died at such a young age. And it's always sad. And especially when you hear how great of a guy he was and how great of a player he was. That's the part that I could see. So that is the Packs for Breakfast. And if you want to watch these videos where we open all these cards, we do it every Sunday morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can see us open these packs live and watch the process as we try to come up with our all-star teams that we put together here. But that all being said, that is our Packs for Breakfast lineup. And that is All-Star for now.